What's up guys, this is Josh from Next Level Gaming bringing you information on a possible leaked map for Red Dead Redemption sequel, Red Dead Redemption 2 Legends of the West, which is the title which is being thrown around on the internet of what possibly might be the name of the next game for Red Dead if there is to be a sequel. Keep in mind that Rockstar has not officially announced a sequel, so I would remain skeptical on this. However, you can't deny the information that has been coming in left, right and centre about this possible game that might be being, developed or soon to be released if it is announced this year. So yes, I would remain skeptical on this information I'm about to give you. Take it with a pinch of salt. But yes, you cannot deny the amount of leaks have been coming in left, right and centre. And let's face it, Rockstar has suffered regarding this leak because it has gotten traction, and this is the new leak that will not go in Rockstar's favour. So where was the source first leaked? Well, the first known post was discovered on NeoGAF by the poster of the name of Midion, who claims he got the image of a screen from a source he or she does not want to disclose, but claimed it may possibly be the map for Red Dead sequel. His post was later edited apologising, but he or she has been asked to take it down. Don't know if that was by Take-Two Interactive, which is the publisher of Rockstar, or Rockstar themselves, or the website, who knows, or maybe the source where you got the image from, but we'll read on anyway. So this is potentially the new map. Well, let's take a look at the information and other sources we have first, so we get our minds clear on this before we make any judgment or calls on what we think of this image. First off, a post was made by TechRadar.com claims a source close to the development of the Red Dead game has now confirmed to us that the map is indeed the real deal, revealing that this is a very recent art direction map for the upcoming title. That's a pretty strong source if it turns out to be true, what TechRadar claims. So now we have another potential source claiming this is indeed the map, but the design concept is very early stages. As you can, just look at it, you can tell this is not going to be the end map, nowhere near. But you can easily see it's a very early rendition of the map design. But let's take a look at the names at the bottom of the map. This is what got my attention. Do those names look familiar to you? Well, they should for any Red Dead fan, as these names, Tall Trees, Beaches Hope and Blackwater, were the locations in the Red Dead Redemption game located north or east of the map, with these locations being revealed in the southwest. We are potentially looking at an area located north of the previous game, since Rockstar usually make fictitious names for their worlds, in-game worlds. And since Red Dead Redemption had names of like New Austin, West Elizabeth on the American side, and sorry if I butchered this name, but it was Neo Perezo, something like that, on the Mexican side. It's based on northern Mexico, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas mainly were the areas they were sort of basing those fictitious locations on. However, with the new map being based north-east but still containing previous locations, not all but obviously the few that I mentioned earlier, I would guess the sequel to be based in, sorry if my geography is wrong, you can probably tell from my accent I'm not American, but I would guess the sequel to potentially be based in New Orleans or Louisiana, I think I got that right, and Texas, with maybe potential for Mississippi, depending if the map for the sequel is going to be more expansive or more dense. Keep in mind, there has also been leaks that the sequel will contain 3 main playable characters, so this is something to keep in mind. Evidence supporting New Orleans to be in the game is one particular section of the map called New Bordeaux, which is actually part of the map in the new upcoming game Mafia 3, which is based in New Orleans. Would you say that is a coincidence? Well, another thing to note is Rockstar and 2K Games both share the same publisher, known as Take-Two Interactive. So this doesn't sound so off the table. After all, considering the games often reference each other through Easter eggs and so on, it quite possibly could be, you know, strong evidence suggesting New Orleans will be in the next game if it is to be announced. Another suggestive piece of information is that when you take the previous title Red Dead Redemption's map and piece it together with the possible leaked map, you can almost see an exact connection between the two, which also backs up my previous claim of the sequel being based north of the previous game. TechRadar has also claimed the game is most likely to be a prequel than a sequel, due to their source confirming the game is going to be set before the events of Red Dead Redemption, but also that the leaked map shows no railroad, suggesting an earlier timeline, as well as a caravan camp scattered around, which could mean a more lawless west. However, since this looks like an early rendition of the map, it is hard to say whether this is indeed true or maybe just additional detail just has not been added yet. TechRadar also says that since Red Dead Redemption was based around the Wild West dying, that a prequel seems likely, which I kind of agree with, but again, the map is very early rendition, and it's hard to say right now, and I'm pretty sure Rockstar are gonna probably try and keep a tight lid of their maps from now on. If it turns out to be this is the early rendition of the map. Now, another suggestion to the game being a prequel is the difference in roads between the towns. I think mostly in Blackwater, being that was like, because most of the roads in the previous game were dirt roads and stuff, and there wasn't actually any physical roads apart from in the towns themselves. So I think people were looking at Blackwater road changes. Now, whether they were simply redesigning the area or maybe this could show a time where the roads were not built during that time frame is up to debate. Me personally, I think it was just probably a redesign concept. I don't think they're just gonna throw the old map in and and that's it. Oh yeah, we're not doing anything with that because it's already done. No, I think it's gonna probably be maybe done in a different time period. I would say maybe, and it could be in the future or previous to the last game, and they might not have changed anything about the roads or anything like that. It could simply just be the fact of they wanted to do a new look to it, which makes sense. You don't want to give your customers a map they already know. You want to give them something new. So that's my idea of it. Moving on to another possible feature is the game possibly having swimming as an option, which did not exist in the previous Red Dead title. This was suggested as a possible feature due to the island in the map. However, I don't really believe the map looking like an early rendition due to the grids and the colours of the sections. It's very high chance that they just haven't even added the bridges into the early rendition of the map yet, as well as the railroads as suggested earlier. Again, this map doesn't look anywhere near complete, and definitely probably won't look anything like its final version if it turns out to be the real map. And but yeah, who knows? At this time we could be sailing in Mississippi in our cowboy hats. After all, if the game is to be announced, it would be pretty cool to have a swimming feature. I would really think that would be awesome, That's if it is actually announced in the game and the game is announced. Speaking of announcements though, Rockstar has confirmed they will be making an announcement at E3 2016, so maybe quite possibly Red Dead 2 might be a possibility. Considering Bully 2 has already been announced and GTA 6 has only started development and they haven't even found a location of where they want to base that game in yet, it would seem that Red Dead 2 is the next game to be announced. Its last game came out in 2010, Red Dead Redemption came out in 10, and there's been leaked reports of this Red Dead 2 or Red Dead sequel being in development for 4 years. It just seems a lot of information is pointing towards a second Red Dead game, and I'm excited, but I'm also remaining skeptical, as the possibility of the map being fake is all too real as well. In fact, the poster also stated that it was fake in a post, but again, since he edited his post and stated he had to take it down, and the fake claim was edited out of that post. So what do you guys think of this map? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll try and get you guys updated as more information is revealed. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the future. Peace out.